Good evening.
Howdy.
Hello. It's been a bit. Wow. We're here to talk about some fuckery.
Mm.
Yeah. So I figured that it would be wise when conducting my own fuckery to bring in someone else.
To bring the community fuckerer.
Sure. I mean, there are worse titles to have. So, you know. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome. Hello, Phantom. Hello, Sean. There is wrong with liking horror. Yes, that's exactly what we're gonna be discussing. So
And we embrace that. Thank you very
yes,
much. Own it.
we are fucked here. Welcome. You're in the right place. Hello, Paul.
Howdy.
Eh, Hello, Creepy Coder. Yes, let the fuckery begin as always. Always. Hello,
Out.
Alex.
Raiders. I don't know if I'm supposed to. I don't know what you're supposed to call you.
Yeah, there we
Um,
go.
Felix, you need to give me some place to send my faces to because I don't have some place to send you.
Faces. Copies of faces.
These
Animated face. Oh,
my
not
stickers.
pasties.
Yes, my pasties.
There you go.
Sorry.
Represent at all times. Yikes. It can be used as a little sensor thing. It could be used to decorate your water bottle.
It's the perfect size to cover your Apple on the back of your MacBook if you
That
have a
too.
MacBook.
If you don't, who gives a fuck?
If you
Use
don't,
it anyway.
it covers the Acer logo. I don't know.
Maybe. All right. So, a semi-brief rundown on the little bit that I know about this situation. First and foremost, I simply want to say, as always, I'm sure you guys already know this. Y'all a nice group here, but all the same, you're gonna see exactly the account who has posted these videos. I didn't censor that, but please don't go after her. This is not the point of the idea here. We're just here to do a little bit of reading, if you catch my drift. That's all. Please do not attack. There's no need. She's already had plenty of that. It's not what we're here for. That's not going to help our case, shall we say.
Don't engage with the OG. Just,
There's a
enjoy
lot
the
of people
ride.
who post. So,
Okay.
hey.
I'm glad that I'm like completely in the dark here. This is kind of exciting.
What's really funny is that I learned about this not on TikTok. I learned about it on Instagram because of someone I follow who had stitched the video, and I went, "Hold on, what's going on? Who's doing what?"
Wild. Okay.
Clearly, they must be joking. They are not joking. So, oh, you do have. Well, there you go. It's perfect.
Right on.
This is an individual. I guess we could just fucking call her by her name, McKenna. I'm assuming is her name. Maybe Hannah. I don't know. McKenna. She is a New York-based comedian, and I thought I have one of those. Let me get him on board here.
Giving us a
But
bad name.
where I will. Well, she says she's a comedian. First of all, I can't confirm or deny.
I don't like this whole modern age. I do a thing on social media, therefore I am a thing. I don't like that.
Fair.
I'm getting older and older, and like definitions of experts are getting really loose. Really loose.
I am an expert in nothing. Nothing.
I'm a comedian. People laugh at me. That's not how it works.
There's also a difference between laughing at you and laughing with you.
Indeed.
Anyway, just like there's a difference between being viral for a good reason and viral for a bad reason. This would be the bad reason. Essentially, she, for whatever reason, maybe it was to get more attention, decided to do this. And it definitely got her more attention.
Yeah.
Not the kind she was looking for. But she decided, for some reason, to essentially belittle the horror community as a whole and doubled/tripled down after that. After people were like, I don't know about that. Now, granted, not everybody handled this too well.
Okay.
But for the most part, the ones that I saw were actually very diplomatic. They were very like, well, there are studies that show that this is beneficial.
Is there a possibility it's like a gimmick?
That's what
like a bit?
that's what I was wondering initially, but something about her tone and the fact that she doubled down and tripled down makes me think
Mm,
she's pretty serious about this.
okay.
I could still be wrong. I could still be wrong, but 3 videos later, I don't know.
Well,
Uh,
I mean, if you're getting interaction and you're just, just
yeah,
mill that content.
true. So I could be absolutely wrong, but
Marcy.
I don't. We'll see. That's kind of what we're here to talk about. We're doing something of a live reaction, if you will. The Wizard of Oz counts as horror among many other genres. In my opinion, horror is the best genre that Hollywood award shows treat like a redheaded stepchild. I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Horror, comedy,
Hmm.
musical to a certain extent, although musical they really go rah-rah about that over both horror and comedy.
Yeah.
So it seems like those are like gimmick subgenres. Like
Mm.
certainly horror and comedy, there's a lot to parallel those two to each other because they're considered good um if they don't do a good job of being a good story. As long as you get scared or laugh, it seems like that's all
Yeah.
that you're really trying to do from those things. And
Enjoyment is all you need.
right, right.
That's it.
Thrills one
Yeah.
way or another.
Yeah. Even if it means laughing at the movie. Hello, Marty. Said it once and I'll say it 1,000 times. For the most part, the horror community is fairly friendly and welcoming. This lady fishing and the lure is pure clickbait. I would
Mm,
tend to agree, to be quite honest. We're gonna have a look at that. Nothing wrong with liking horror. Maybe the suspense. Maybe a what? Maybe a what? This is the cliffhanger. Oh. Okay. So, okay. Unless it's an American Werewolf in Paris or Exorcist 2. You know what?
wow,
I think that's fair.
wow.
It's pretty lenient. That's fair. Okay, so we're gonna bring this up here. Everybody, please make sure to tell me if the audio is wonky at all in one way or another. I kind of tested it, but we never know. I hope there's no echo or anything like that. So we'll be pausing here and there throughout. Feel free to throw your thoughts and opinions out there.
Fucking Mets hat.
She was getting a lot of shit for that in the comments as well, which I think is funny as fuck. So here we go. This is the original
For
video, the
nothing.
one that started everything.
I have to break my silence. There is something fundamentally wrong with you if you love horror movies. I've really been holding my tongue on this for a long time. Why do you want to be scared all the time? Why do you like gore? Why do you want to see blood and guts on screen?
And we're gonna pause right there because we all know that's not all horror has to offer, right?
Yeah.
We know that. Yeah.
I kind of buried the lead. Like it's the same reason you go to an amusement park. You want
Mm.
the tease of a thrill without
Without the
actually
actual danger.
right.
Yeah.
I think that's silly. I think that's really silly to
Hmm.
horror. That horror movie.
Horror. Well, hey. Like horror, because in my house I pronounce it. Well, hey, everybody's got a little interesting way of pronunciating things.
But gore, if you're a fan of horror, especially if it's done like with FX teams
Mm.
and all that the makeup work and stuff, it's no different than wardrobe for old school musicals and period pieces. It's fascinating to see what people can do to get you think, oh wow, that's really realistic looking.
Yeah. To pull you into the story is where the authenticity
Right.
of it. There are obviously gore hounds, and
Sure.
that's totally fine. I still don't understand why the gore
Is
gets such.
is this before or after Terrifier 3 came out?
This was September 30th.
Oh, that's before.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm
Wow.
sure right now she's just having a great time.
Oh boy.
It's going really well for her today. Merry Christmas. Go Mets. I joke. I feel like in A Clockwork Orange, if I had to watch baseball.
They're not dead yet.
Oh my god. Mm.
They just can't lose the next 2 games.
I plead the fifth. American Werewolf in Paris is still good. Sure, the CGI doesn't hold up, but in some shots, they use a werewolf statue. Also, the story's original and fun. I plead the fifth. You like it? That's great. That's wonderful.
I'm happy you enjoy it.
Yes, that's fine. I haven't seen the TikTok before, but I don't feel like there isn't any specific reason that people that love horror watching horror is bad. Right? Yeah, that's the general sentiment. But I think one of the things that I had pointed out in my original stitch to this was whether you're joking or not, this could still be not good for the whole community. We are continuously fighting to be like, hey, we're not going to kill you. We just like fiction. It's okay. Does it have a good story and character arc that defines a good movie regardless of genre?
Yeah, but generally speaking, people that don't follow horror will think, oh, it's just about a madman going after people like that. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to generalize things, like I would generalize musicals as people singing about the things they're doing. Like it's a little bit more than that, but
there's generalizations to be made for every genre. I mean, personally, if you were to say, well, what do you think of romance movies? To me, I'd be like, boring.
Yeah.
Boring.
Yeah, like,
fuck.
Like, why not just go have a decent relationship with someone and stop, dreaming about fake shit? Just go be a better human being and do better.
Go on dating sites. Ugh. Never mind the romance. That's horror. That's horror.
It's you could make that argument for everything, like every little subcategory. Like, oh, why are you weird? Why are you watching people have a decent relationship?
You fucking voyeurist. Yeah. Let's see. In my opinion, the way they touched up the original Star Wars films in the 90s with added CGI scenes is what they should do with American Werewolf in Paris. Touch up the CGI a little bit. I have a great idea. Practical. It's just my personal thing, And the lady sounds like the old lady who wanted to rent Ghost Dad in the film. Oh, Serial Mom. Ooh, interesting. I need to watch that one. Hello, Jen. Good evening. This woman gives me the creeps. One of the reasons I love horror is because how some of it is very nuanced and deep and beyond the blood and gore has a lot of insight and commentary.
Sure.
That's one of the things I like as well. So let's see. What else does she have to say? No, go back. Thank you. I'm way with you.
When you could watch something nice. You don't even have to feel nice when you watch stuff. You can you can watch something that's heart-wrenching or sad but just like blood and guts. And like I see it on dating apps all the time. Oh, I need to watch horror movies with somebody during spooky season. Shut up. Ew. Your idea of romance, you want me to come over to your house.
Not really.
Me a woman, you a man, famously.
Oh, wait, hold on.
As
is she just outright trying to say I'm straight?
I guess. I mean,
because I'm sorry.
I'm willing to overlook the heterosexuality.
I'm based on the look that is given here. I'm getting strong
butch lesbian
repellent to men
or that
vibes.
Well,
yes, this doesn't seem like I'm on dating sites looking for men. That's not what this looks for.
Fair.
Sure.
I would hope that on dating sites, which, hey, welcome to the modern era. I would hope that you would be presenting something a little bit, no offense, a little bit more appealing, shall we say, as far as visually, but clearly not personality-wise.
Like, again, if this is a bit, the irony of it makes sense, and it could be perceived as funny because of the absurd nature in which this person is presenting themselves and referencing. I mean, like, it would be hysterical if this person is gay, dressed like that, talks about going on dating sites, talking about members of the opposite gender.
Hmm.
That plays into the joke if it is a joke. But I want to snuggle up for spooky season. If it said, it's just like a cute way of letting someone know what some of your interests are. Like, would you rather someone say, I'd like to snuggle up and laugh? Like, what does it matter what style of movie? Or if they say, oh, I'd like to watch Schindler's List and snuggle up and because she said be sad. She said, why don't you just watch sad?
Something heart wrenching or whatever. Yeah.
All right. So I could equally go after that emotion, be like, why do you want to be sad? Why would you go on a date with someone and be sad?
I have some news for you. That's probably not what you want to end the date with.
Yeah. I don't know. Just associating spooky season with gore is very
nonplussed.
Yeah. Uncharitable.
I mean, there's plenty of horror is very dominant during like October and such. It's where watching horror becomes normal. Interesting.
Yeah.
But there are other movies that are still, Halloween themed that you can watch that have nothing to do with horror or eviscerating fictional people on screen. So I'm sure Hallmark has some of those. It's usually Christmas, but
the Hallmark Christmas movies feels aggressive. Like,
yeah, they should be starting up right about now. Actually,
yeah, I don't know. Like, again, it feels like a bit of a gimmick, but I don't know. I don't know what the end goal is here, but we're talking about it, so.
Yeah, maybe that is the end goal. And I'm sure that in her mind she was thinking somewhere, some queer little asshole is going to take this and run. Yes! And to be mean for a second, horror fans, some don't help the genre by settling for the dumpster fire movies. I mean, they come out just because they have good gore. I mean, I'm not exactly one to fall into that category myself. Yeah, so
that's like lumping in a lot of people into that generalization, and I don't know.
We're not lumping hair. This is what she's doing. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. But I mean, I think we should appreciate that people can watch horror films and violent video games and still be decent working human beings, right? Yeah. What a concept. Horror has more to add than gore and scares. Some of the world's biggest social issues have been tackled in horror. They've used it as analogies for things like race to media. I've heard it time and time again in a lot of documentaries that I'll watch about horror, which is you can tell exactly what was going on in the world, in society, wherever it was filmed by what is presented in the horror film. It's part of the processing for society of these fucking horrific real life things that happened. I heard Exorcist 2 where Barbara cured an autism. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Reagan like helps tremendously or cures a kid with autism in that film. It's I don't know.
Heretic?
I don't know. Yes. Yeah. The Heretic.
That Exorcist. Weird science shit. Yeah.
Yeah, the trance, whatever the fuck with light bulbs. I don't know. Oh. Let's see. Hello, haunted by horror. I don't understand people that don't watch horror movies. How do they know what not to do when faced with supernatural entities? Exactly. What is she gonna do? If a poltergeist, God forbid, if a poltergeist enters her house, she is going to be fucked. She'll have to use her Mets hat. I don't know. To be fair, I would sooner watch generic slasher than a time travel movie. Time travel for me is lazy, right?
There's irony in wearing a tie-dye shirt that is black and white.
Yes, actually, actually, there is. Let's dissect this. Also, I would like to point out this lovely like portrait thing that she's got behind her. This artistic portrait thing. I have some questions. Just a few questions. Farmers only dating site is the devil. I believe that. I do. All right. Anyway, let's continue.
A genre. You want me to come to you, a strange man's house, and watch violence porn? And then kiss? It's not gonna work for me. And it's become so mainstream. People are like, I love horror movies. Why? Not even suspense or thriller.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Something tells me, number one, that on dating sites, you probably wouldn't be matched too highly with a guy who really does like horror. I'm just going out on a limb. Second, why do people like horror? Well, shit, let's just open that can of worms, shall we? Because there's a lot of different reasons. Please, everybody, feel free to tell me why you like horror in the comments. You kind of have been already, actually. Bless you. I personally enjoy horror, as I mentioned in my little TikTok stitch, for the characters, the stories, the screenwriting, the performances, the effects, the nuances, everything that could possibly be tackled in horror. It doesn't mean I like all horror, but there are some that I do like for various reasons. It's goofy and ridiculous. It's fun to watch. Or this went over something that I have dealt with. That's very interesting, and it helped me deal with that. There's a lot of different reasons.
I have a. I'll wait for the end, but I have a bit of an idea.
Okay.
Because I don't think everyone is like I am when it comes to horror, but I don't know. Syncing it up with this dating experience is really weird. Like who said anything about kissing? Like, and why is it gore? Like maybe try a different site or like refine your search.
I think we need to edit some things. Was there past trauma that happened here with the dating app and some guy who liked horror? Is that what happened?
If she's a comedian, she should have like ran through this material on stage and see how it worked, because I don't know what. Oh,
well, who's to say TikTok wasn't the filter?
Yeah.
And the results show, ooh, maybe not. There are also
I want to know the definition of comedian is, because it doesn't feel like open mic work.
Oh no.
It just feels like, here's a complaint about dating, and I'm going to try to just make something out of my everyday life.
Oh no.
Yeah. That's why when people tell you to just keep writing, it doesn't mean everything is worthy of creating things out of. It's a writing. It's an exercise in writing. It doesn't mean that you're just churning gems out all day.
Hey, I don't even write for comedy. I'm over here going, oh, throw it away, throw it away. Yeah, I think there are some articles that we could send her or something that would really just blow the back of her skull off. Because, like, yeah, the most erotic movie to watch at the time. Well, there are articles, I think, that go over the sexiest horror of all time. Some of them have gore. Fucking love Jen and me's date night movie. Yeah, there you go. Necromantic. How very nice. Horror films stand the test of time more than any other genre of films, in my opinion. Why do I get the feeling that this woman would totally make an exception for the movie Dash Cat? Maybe she should watch that. I don't know. Someone recommend that. I don't mean to lump all horror fans in the group. All bar a small minority care about quality. Small minority. I'll be over here. Thanks. No. You're fine. You're fine. It's all right. You're speaking for us. It's okay. All right. Oh, straight horror movie that freaks me out. Gerald's Game. Fair enough. I think a lot of people enjoyed that for different reasons. There's stuff like Cannibal Holocaust, Human Centipede. I would question why you like that. I plead the fifth.
I would agree. But
I plead the fifth.
I don't know who's on a dating website saying, let's watch Cannibal Holocaust and snuggle. Like
I would be curious. Where are these people? They're nowhere near me. That would at least come close. What the fuck? Yeah, well. Also, she realizes that all this blood and gore is fictitious, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter. Apparently, fake gore and blood is just as bad as the real shit. Apparently. Some people just don't like when other people enjoy things. Apparently not. Let's see.
Thriller. Horror. I cannot get behind this. I will not get behind it. Horror is such a quick swipe left for me. I'm like, near. Why do you like that? That's fucking weird. I can't.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That was what started everything.
Why do you like that? It's just swipe left. So, okay, swipe left. End of conversation.
Yeah, hey, good luck. It's your prerogative. Go ahead.
It is awfully bending over backwards to make content out of an edgelord opinion.
It's also one that
has succeeded, I guess.
I don't know. It's also a viewpoint, an opinion, a stereotype, whatever, about horror that's been around since what, the fucking 80s?
Yeah.
Wasn't there a whole thing about this? That,
equating it to the dating scene is just kind of weird.
It's a bit odd, yeah.
15 years ago, stores didn't decorate for Halloween, but now you have like Walmart is just 2 aisles devoted to Halloween, like it's October's Christmas.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a bigger deal now, and
very much
secular holidays. It seems to never mind. I just equating horror to dating is just really, really weird.
Yeah. Well, I think, but there's a lot of overlap there. Like I said, I think October Halloween has become essentially the average, the normie version of, hey, it's cool to watch all this creepy shit now, but only for a month.
Yeah, like you could have done something a bit more hacky, the way people talk about pumpkin spice coffee, like being
the white girl drink.
Right. Like you could have done something, like maybe she's working out some material. Again, I keep giving the benefit of the doubt that this person's a comic trying to work through some material.
There's always the chance. I mean,
yeah, I would let it die on stage personally, but if this is the opening idea of that set, I'd be interested to see where it goes, but it isn't a winner to me, but
it seems very
can make it
bland.
work, yeah,
to me, but I guess I would be curious, not knowing virtually nothing about comedy and stand-up and whatnot. I would be curious, is this supposed to be like an audience participation thing? Is she hoping that people will agree with her and she'll go from there? Or is she hoping that, like what happened on TikTok, people will not agree with her and she'll work with that?
Yeah, see, like it's something where if you're extremely well educated in horror, you could turn it into some sort of thing where it's crowd work and subvert what people think about a movie. Like if somebody says The Ring, and then you come back with, oh yeah, a woman crawling out of a television, and then having it be some sort of like kink joke or something. Like this is just like having 5 minutes to think about it.
Mm.
Like maybe like that's something to take the crowd in a certain direction, but like it doesn't feel like something you're starting taking for a bit and closing with. It doesn't feel like it's self-contained bit where you're talking about
Mhm.
horror movies and people that like gore and dating as associated with that. Like it
Well, I'm very curious as someone who, yeah, a while ago was on dating apps. I'm very curious. Where are these people? I never saw them. Where are
Mm,
they?
well,
Shit.
if
Send
she's
them to
in
me.
if she's in New York, I mean, there's a
Local.
lot
Oh
of us.
no. Oh no, they're all in New York. Oh, god damn it. Help. Anyway, why do people like dudes and girls in underwear fighting each other in big CGI battles to poke fun at superheroes for a second?
Yeah, I mean, you could like why do teens like um
Dystopian.
yeah, dystopian like save the day? Why are young adult novels always so one person that saves the world
Yeah,
from
the
absolute
chosen
peril?
world or
Yeah,
chosen
just
one stereotype.
I think
Mhm.
that's silly. Like how often are you coming across that in daily life? Oh, I've got to solve the maze to save society. Oh
If
yeah,
we're
yeah.
all put in a maze, we are fucked. Okay, I have a very poor sense of direction in mazes. We're fucked. Just saying. Hello, Nanette. I don't understand why people give horror such a bad rap because the first every kind of books were considered nowadays to be horrible. For back when they were made, they were called fantasy. That's true. Yeah. What we consider Frankenstein, what we consider horror now, back then was just, fiction or science fiction in that case. But the genre evolved, and now that's considered a classic. And we have Mary Shelley to thank for science fiction. Thank you.
Hmm.
Same thing that's in horror movies. Yeah, yeah. There's shit, black and white silent films that are now horror films. But at the time, I don't even know if they even put them in genres. It was just look, moving pictures with bats. There is also a Danish movie that is worse than any bad film ever made. Oh no. I swear it isn't really a horror, just a movie about a mom who abuses her newborn and drowns it? What? What the fuck is that? That's horrific. Let me guess. It's not horror, though, is it?
Danish makes some fucked up movies. I'll tell you why. Because they're the second happiest country on the planet.
Well, is this woman who cloaking her failure in the dating scene with a tirade on horror movies?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
That's
curious.
why you're single. Horror movies.
Because your standards are too high for horror. You're not willing to settle. Okay. She can't accept she's not doing well. Plenty of fish. Ooh, plenty of fish. Oh my god. We don't look at those dating sites.
Does that even exist anymore?
I don't know. You got Farmers Only, you got Christian Mingle.
Farmers Only.
It's terrifying.
I think I have like an account or two open from like fishing for material for comedy. And Plenty of Fish, I think, is one of them. Like,
oh god.
because it's just so awful.
Yes.
Like it's inherent to like that's why I could really be charitable to the idea of this being some sort of content mill because it can be because I certainly have done something similar myself. So
It's
I
not
don't know.
out of the realm of possibility. That's why I sat on the video, her initial video, for a bit. I was trying to mull this over. I watched it a few times. I'm like, are we trying to be funny? What are we doing? Like,
Yeah.
it sounds a little bit too much like people who are being desperately serious about this. So what are we doing?
Yeah, another reason why I hate social media. Ugh. TikTok and X can just go away for all I care.
Hmm?
I'm officially Clint Eastwood at this point. Like, just get off my lawn. Like, I don't care.
Clint Eastwood, get off my lawn.
Gran Torino. That's what I was trying to.
I got it. That's not a horror movie. No, Nowadays, everyone and their grandmother know about a zombie, so horror has become has come a long way. Yes,
Yeah,
because 80s zombie films, nobody knew what a zombie was.
I mean, Night of the Living Dead is 60 years old at this point. Like,
Yep, it's
there's
considered a
people's,
classic.
there's
You see
people's great grandmothers that went to see that as a teen, for Pete's sake.
it.
Like, come on.
It was seen as a fun little like midnight movie special, and here we are. I'm white. I hate pumpkin spice everything. All right, fine, more from me. I don't mind that stereotype. More from me. Let's see. What, like some elaborate improv comedy bit? As far as what she's doing, maybe.
I mean, I'm trying to be as charitable to the idea of doing a bit as possible, but if it is some sort of bit, it feels very young in its life. That doesn't really have much meat on the bone just yet.
It needs work.
Yeah, it feels like an idea before it is a fleshed out bit. Well, I mean, it's definitely not fleshed out.
Well,
I've done that before where I've like, I like this joke and I want to get, I like this idea and I want to get to this ending. How can I connect it to? And sometimes it just doesn't work and I just abandon all of it. But
throw it in the fire.
yeah, it's a weird way to write material. But it doesn't mean that it's impossible or there's not something there. Like I've seen some great people do crowd work where it seems like they're thinking of things on the spot, but because of all the experiences they've had with people, it looks very sharp, but they're using like a preloaded thing that they've used in the past where somebody will just ask people what they do for a living. I mean, you're going to come across a teacher every 30 times. So he has that preloaded teacher answer. There was one time where someone said they work in air conditioning and he goes, cool. And like, it's silly. It's a dad joke, but it feels fast to the audience. And like, that's all that matters. And is it a 5-star joke? No. But does the crowd think it's a joke and it'll work to get them through the time? Yes.
A sensible little chuckle.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not boring.
It's all about interacting with the crowd.
Yeah. Yeah. Giving them something to react to.
Hopefully in a positive way. There's real blood animation movies. Oh no, it's bad for kids. Yeah. Those violent animated movies, don't let them watch anything from Cartoon Network, actually. Feel that same way about social media? Well, at this point. I rather want to date someone saying, do you want to watch Ready or Not, for example, than, hey, do you want to see the new Robbie Williams monkey biopic? I believe the fifth. I don't know. It's a unique approach.
See, Ready or Not, that's a really good example because that's a movie where they get married and their like initiation for their first night of their marriage is they have to go through this like this game thing
of an old family tradition.
Right. And like that's a nice little icebreaker. Like, oh, imagine you have to do that with my family. Like I don't, if she's not doing a bit, she's not being very fair at all. Like at all.
Well, here we are. Oh yeah, she needs to get a flat cap. Yeah.
Yes.
That'll help. That'll help. Yes. It'll improve things.
Yes. We'll not bring the Mets into this and we'll show a higher class of human.
There you go. You need a flat cap. This will solve the problems.
Doesn't have to be a Kangol, just a
all
flat
right.
cap.
Yeah, but I mean, Kangol's name brand, isn't that Gucci? Oh. All right. So there's our second video where it starts with what we already saw, but she goes in a slightly different direction, I guess you could say.
How much later is this video?
It was like the 2nd of October. So it was like a couple days.
Okay.
And clearly the comment section and the stitches were popping off. So things went very well for her, I think.
Same outfit. awesome.
Well, this is the stitch of the previous video.
Okay.
It'll cut to new material, shall we say,
Okay.
in just a hot second.
There is something fundamentally wrong with you if you love horror movies.
I fear my take may not have
Put
been
the hat
strong.
back on.
Horror fans are proving themselves even more insufferable than previously thought in my comments. They are ratioing me to hell because they're angry that I don't like what they like.
I don't think
That's not why.
Mm,
That's not why they're racing you.
yeah.
That's
All right.
not it.
Now you're not being fair.
Now, in all fairness, I haven't seen this one or the one that followed it all the way through, so this is fresh to me. So,
if it's about not liking what they like, you've chosen the worst possible way to describe your feelings, because there's something fundamentally wrong with you if you like horror. That's not your opinion's different than mine.
Mm.
But semantics.
yeah. Well, let's. I'll give an example. Yeah, no, this is a great place to pause it. Hey, she's not helping herself. I'm just here. I'll give a nice little example. I do not like romance movies. However,
Mhm.
I have a very dear, close friend who likes to read romance novels. All that cheesy shit. Wonderful. I'm glad. She gets enjoyment out of that. That's fucking fantastic. Please tell me why you like them. Let me hear your explanation for why they're enjoyable to you. There's a very stark difference there.
Mhm.
No, okay. I'm even willing to, if someone likes a horror movie that I really do not like, it's happened more than you think. Great. Fantastic. I've had a few people tell me, well, I really like Dashcam. Wonderful. You
Mm.
might be the one person, but that's wonderful. I'm glad. I have horror movies that I enjoy that I know others don't. There's a difference here.
Yeah.
But the reason that people have been ratioing, as she says her in the comments, is not because she said that she didn't like what someone else liked.
Yeah.
Such a shallow viewpoint.
The fact that she
Okay.
even used the clip of her saying there's something fundamentally wrong with you. It's like, yeah, no, we can make our minds up with what your words are.
Yeah.
Don't be silly.
We heard you. We heard you. That's not why. Oh no. This lady probably owns every copy available of Ghostbusters 2015. Ooh. Oh no.
Kind of looked like Melissa McCarthy, actually.
The
Kinda.
horror. Joker 2 has the biggest kill count of all. It killed its entire audience. Well, now I think you misunderstood. I see. Oh, Ready or you were talking about something else. Ready or Not, talking about the monkey. Oh, is that the biopic? The Robbie Williams biopic? Is that it? Or is that might be something different? Never mind.
Mm.
Never mind. Or not. Or not entirely. Brian, Gray, and Rudy survived. They like Joker too.
Oh. Yes.
Well,
They're going to start a cover band.
will it be called the Jokers?
The only people that enjoyed the Joker.
Oh no. This video or another video, she mentioned any type of people is bad for watching horror movies. Like, yeah, no, this is her trying to do damage control, I guess. I don't know.
If she led with getting ratioed, I kind of feel like she's just trying to milk whatever attention there. I mean,
Very possible. Or just really trying to prove her point further, which is not working.
yeah, it may not even be that at that point, because I mean, as someone who has drained drama dry certain times where it hasn't even like finished being,
it's not even cool yet.
yeah, it's still on the tip of people's tongue. I'm like, I'll go live.
I have thoughts.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter so much about being right so much. It's just, oh, people are here.
Yeah, fair. And let's play a little bit of a devil's advocate here. Maybe this is the most attention she has ever gotten
Sure.
on her TikTok. because I've never heard of her prior to this. But then
I-
all of a sudden, she's, every other video is someone who is responding to her.
How many followers do they have?
Oh, now? Shit. Let's see.
Oh.
Let's find out. Everybody pause, entertain yourselves for a moment. I have her bookmarked. No. Currently she has 6,671 followers on TikTok.
6,000
Yes.
followers?
Yes.
Oh, that's low on TikTok. Actually, no,
Yeah.
because I have 30.
I plead the fifth.
Yeah, no.
On
I don't know how-
Instagram, she has a little over 2,000.
That's not that big. Yeah, so I think the getting ratioed thing is a bit more likely. The I have attention, let me lean directly into this.
Yeah. Well, she's also got a link for tickets to see her live on her Instagram.
She is a comedian.
I guess so.
Huh.
And actually, maybe this will provide a little bit more insight as far as why she was throwing dating into the whole horror thing. She is apparently the co-creator of Data Comic. I don't know if that helps or makes it worse. I'm really not sure. But
Uh-huh.
yeah. Mhm. Ooh. That provides some insight, perhaps. Shall we continue?
Mm.
The media literacy is at an all-time low. Like, horror fans are so like the TikTok generation, clearly. Everyone's like, how would you like it if I said that I didn't like the art behind you? I would say, okay, well, it's in my house. So it actually doesn't matter at all.
Okay. Okay, so if it's something that someone else enjoys, then it doesn't matter what someone else thinks. Am I getting that right?
Why are you getting on the internet and announcing how much you don't like a thing to an audience? And
Because it's bad, I guess.
but that's what they like.
Yeah.
Mm.
Is it getting thick enough for everybody? Is it
Mm.
is it calcifying just yet? Oh my god, yeah. Maybe a little bit. That's coming from someone who is in horror. Anyway, I would be curious. I don't.
Oh
Yes.
okay.
Ha McKenna. Get it?
No, I'm not doing that. That's for sure.
I'm not doing this. I would be curious. Does she have a letterboxd? I would be curious if she did. For one, that's something to, I guess, peruse out of curiosity. I would be very curious to know if she talked about stuff that's behind her, like the art and whatnot. Which, yeah, some people I think were pointing that out, but that's little pokes. She doesn't mention what she likes. For fuck's sake. We're just gonna check Letterboxd real quick out of sheer curiosity.
I don't like that Instagram. If you on the desktop, at least, if you hover over something, it automatically plays it.
Oh, that's real fun.
Yeah, she appears to be something who's casting a wide net for attention.
Fair enough.
And in New York, that's best of luck.
Oh, well, she decided to cast a very interesting net on TikTok. So there's that.
Yeah. Being single appears to be some sort of thing because I hovered over 3 and 2 of them were talking about dating guys on YouTube or dating guys on social media. Okay.
Fun. I see that we have a one-note comedian. Oh no.
A female comedian joking about dating. Who? You don't see that every day.
Maybe every other day.
Ugh.
All right.
I feel bad just using friendly fire here, but
Well, if she's gonna be a comedian and a
Mhm.
professional trash talker, according to her bio, here we go.
oh yeah, that is on the bio.
Listen, I claim to be a sarcastic asshole. I never said trash talker.
Mm,
We don't. That's not a moniker. Yeah, whatever.
They're so pressed. Insufferable people, all of you. Why do you care I'm talking shit? I'm literally talking shit, and I've gotten a lot of views and engagement about it.
why?
And so I thank you for that, and I hope you have fun.
Yeah. Okay.
So then, why do you care what they're saying? Like it the second you say something like that, it's like, okay, no, but you. Why
Yeah.
do you care? I'm talking shit. Okay, why do you care? They're talking shit.
It's kind of the age old thing of like, don't dish out what you can't take.
Yes. And then if like your defense is I'm just talking shit, it's like, hey, guess what? Anything I put up, I don't really mean it. So you don't have to pay attention to me.
Mm.
Like you're gonna fuck yourself over one way or another.
It's not good. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. I I didn't look through a lot of the comments, to be quite honest. I'm sure there's a plethora that doesn't exactly help the horror community. Understood. Not everybody's going to be
Sure,
very good
there's
about things.
gonna be vocal morons.
Oh yeah,
Because the vocal ones always are.
and apparently
Case in point.
yes, they stick out really well
Mhm.
if you happen to be someone like her who is,
Mhm.
I'm sure, looking for confirmation on her thoughts
Mhm.
about an entire community or an entire genre, to be quite honest. But it seems more like the community that enjoys the genre. I can't wait till next week when she goes after Western people. I don't know.
Watching your violence porn, and I hope that you enjoy your trauma or whatever.
I don't know about anybody else, but I really enjoy my trauma. Anybody?
Mm.
So that was the second video.
Still single, I'm guessing. Mm.
But if she's not single, how can she continue her bits? How will she do this? It's
Yikes.
great. Yeah, so given that that's the second video, I did mention this previously to Charles. There are technically 4 videos that she made that directly involve her original.
Mhm.
And one of them was literally just her replying to a comment from someone. Maybe that one got a lot of thumbs up. I'm not sure. But said person in the comments was saying, well, one of the reasons why I enjoy horror is because it helped me with my trauma.
Mhm.
I went through a lot of trauma. That's why. And she took that as, paraphrasing, it's a very short video. Well, that proves what I said right about how people are fucked up for liking horror, and you're saying that you like horror and you're fucked up.
I don't know if trauma is linked to being fucked up.
Not directly. We'll put it that way.
Some people could have it's all relative. You could have trauma for scraping your knee.
It could be something tremendous. It could be something small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The more she talks and the more I look at things, it looks like she's just really try hard about making
She's trying to be
noise.
edgy.
Yeah.
Wrong place.
Shit talker. Okay. Okay.
Here, all right. Yeah, real fun here. Well, I was right. She's talking shit about us, but yet she don't want us saying it to her.
Right.
She's
Right.
really welcome. Yeah,
It's a
the whole-
one-way street thing. Yeah.
yeah. The whole. Well, I have a platform. I'm somebody. I'm a comedian.
Why does it bother you? Okay, why are you taking time out of your day to make a TikTok about it? Like
Shouldn't you be
you
selling
can
us tickets?
Yeah, you could do that all day. Like anything you're putting out into the universe, people can tell you. They're interacting with you.
Isn't this what you wanted?
Yeah.
Is this not what you wanted? And then, yeah. Okay. Then I did get that one right. Moving on. Oi. What's that now? Sound like shark can't walk on. Ooh, interesting metaphor. Interesting metaphor. But I'm guessing about the right sentiment. Double standard is only good when it isn't about you. That is the soul of it. Huh?
My favorite thing in the world is hypocrisy.
Delicious.
Do as I say, not as I do.
No. Or, hey, I'm going to say something possibly detrimental to you, but now dare you confront me. Now, again, granted, there were some comments that she got that, no, she absolutely should not have received.
Mm-hmm.
Now, remember, death threats and fat phobic shit, never okay.
Mm-hmm.
However, everybody else who took it more in a more method fashion, shall we say, in a more diplomatic fashion, apparently we're all the same. Think of the worst fan of horror possibly come up with, and then lump everybody else under that umbrella.
Yeah.
I don't want to be compared to a Rabbit Chucky fan. God damn it.
Yeah, I'd rather just ratio her and do a better version of whatever joke she's trying to put off.
Let me show you how you should do it.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be kind of funny, actually. But yeah, that's what I'm hearing from her. So, yeah, it's dizzying. Wonderful. So the last video that she did on this, which she states is the last video that she'll do on this, is the longest one.
Woo!
And this, yeah, woo! We almost made Runtown. Let's go.
Content.
We're gonna be using that 10-minute mark on TikTok. I swear to God, no, not that long. But this was, I think, the day after the last one, so October 3rd. So it was very quick with all of this. And I think it's pretty much passed, but hi, here we are. I just wanted to go over it, just kind of dissect, see what went wrong. And somebody please tell her that it's better to hold the phone up this way, please. Please. That's not even anything against the parents. That's just everybody looks better. A little bit up, a little bit up.
I mean, I will say it's fantastic that someone looks like they live in an old folks' home is talking about how horrible horror is.
True. Yeah.
My grandma's backdrop had more modern feel to it than this.
Did it seem a little bit more lively?
Oh, smokes.
Well, we'll critique the core while we are critiquing her thought process. I think this is good. This is what we call a read. Yes. Here we go.
This is probably the last video I'll make on this because y'all are really having a problem with me, and that's okay. I do want to let you know that I have spent the last 24 hours, 48 hours fielding like actual death threats and insults that are just absolutely insane because I said that there's something wrong with you if you like horror. And listen, you've tried to educate me in the comments. And by educate, I mean you've called me fat, ugly, boring, unfunny, homophobic, racist, unsafe for autistic people, and a lot of other unfounded things. The fat one is founded. But
Wait. Pause. So this is what I mean by some of the comments. Yeah, absolutely not right. That people should be literally attacking her. No. However, at the same time, once again, this is apparently a skill of hers. She is lumping everybody into the category of not educating when saying that they're educating, when she's received fat phobic comments, so we all called her fat. No? I distinctly remember that not being part of my response.
I sort of was homophobic, I guess.
How
Sort of.
could you? How could you be here? How could you?
But again, if you're a trash talker,
Hmm.
you've got to toughen up because
Oh, especially in New York, I imagine.
yeah,
Shit.
what if they're just trash talking you? What if they're just trolling in the chat? I mean, death threats. That's
Yeah,
it's
no,
absurd.
that's even
Um,
well, death threats, fatphobic shit. Like,
Yeah. So if you can say someone has something inherently wrong with them for liking something,
yeah,
um, you you better be ready because you put it on the internet
yeah,
and it's
in
not
a
exactly
very,
friendly,
very wide, well consumed platform.
right? I
Hmm. Yeah, no, see, I think this is how everybody took this really. When I don't know if there's any other way to take it. When someone calls you, that calls what you enjoy fundamentally wrong, or you have something fundamentally wrong for liking said thing.
mhm.
How else do we take that other than, oh, so you're calling us all mentally fucked up?
Mhm.
Interesting. Obviously, there is a big fucking correlation between people who do have mental issues and trauma and liking horror. Hi, I have a whole podcast about that. How you doing? But there's a different way to phrase it that would not, in fact, fucking insinuate that you should be locked up or something for liking a particular genre.
Mhm.
Just thought there's a different approach, maybe. Let's see. If I had encountered that woman and she was talking that way, I was one of the people I would have told her she needs to get a therapist. Yes, because she clearly needs therapy. Also, medication. Up the dosage. Up the dosage. Xanax, maybe. But she's
Mm.
probably pissed off. Did you leave a comment on her video? Oh my god. Well, I hope it wasn't a death threat, Nanette. I hope it wasn't her being called homophobic. Where does the homophobic thing come in, though?
because
I'm
she dressed
I-
like a
a
butchy
butch
lesbian.
Fair. She was wearing the Mets.
That's the first thing I thought. That's what I was like, oh, all right, so that's a bit.
I mean,
Doing a bit about going
yeah.
after men because
And
the look
just
screams butchy lesbian. Sorry.
it screams men fuck off.
Right. Right.
Which, hey, once again, am I being stereotypical by saying that? Yeah, probably.
Right.
But as a member of the LGBTQ community, just putting that out there just in case somehow, for some reason, something happens to get back to her in some fashion. Won't be me. Yeah, I pretty much, as soon as she popped up, I was like, is this a lesbian? Why does she have a problem with, I mean, there are those who exist, but why?
But to act like people don't have prejudice is insane.
Sure.
It's absolutely insane. We all think something when we see somebody. To be like, I don't see things. Okay, you leave your doors open every day. You just like everybody has some sort of prejudice, whether it be good or bad. You look at someone and you think something, whatever that is a prejudice because you don't know that person. You're just like, oh, blue shirt, they're probably blank. Wrong. Where'd you get that idea from? You're prejudging.
Welcome to societal norms.
Right.
As someone who has used horror to help me cope with traumatic experience, why does that make me messed up? I went to some films to help me process and understand what had happened to me without judgment. Right. Lots of people fucking do that.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
It's somebody could say, why don't you just see a therapist rather than trying to use comedy to help your healing for being single?
Alas, Dr. Ruth
mean,
passed away this year, so we don't have
right.
her.
Like if you want to be snarky about her humor, you can be like, oh, you keep joking about being single. Why don't you just talk to a therapist instead of trying to make jokes out of it? Like it's a similar path to just saying, oh, there's something inherently wrong if you like horror. Okay, it's how certain people deal with it. You're dealing with being single by doing humor.
Which, hey, Lots of people do that. Obviously, it has been said many times before that
Sure.
some of the funniest people have some shit.
Sure. I mean,
Ah.
scraping some fantastic and brand new ground there, joking about the dating scene.
My God, we're really getting in depth with this.
Revolutionary.
People should be taking notes. Maybe not to copy, but taking notes. Ashamed to go to family, friends, or the law, and the movies really helped me process some things. Yeah. See, sometimes alternatives, shall we say, are not readily available, or you don't feel like that would be helpful. So, in the meantime, you have fiction, characters, stories. Okay. Or I guess gore. Just gore. It's just gore. There's nothing else. Yeah, no, it's fat shaming, death threats. No. Very
No.
passe, very blasé. We don't know. I prefer more creative psychological warfare. I think that's a lot more fun.
Sure. And with people like this, when they're like fishing for attention, don't give them any.
No.
Like, that's how you get back at them. You just show them they're irrelevant to you.
That's it. You're blasé at this point. We moved
Yeah.
on.
No, cool
Found something
joke.
else.
All right. Best of luck in your endeavors.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Butchie lesbian is a new phrase for me. Yeah, educational. See? Educational. Just be careful while you use that. Just be careful. Some places you're going to get hurt. Yes, I can only imagine that she is the life of the party. I don't know what party, but the life of the party. Probably nowhere where there's even one person who likes horror.
I hope that the people who are in the comments saying, actually, horror fans are some of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. I would like you to go back through my videos and read the comments. You really have sought me out on other platforms. And you know what? What I hope is that you seek me out in the street. You already called me Andre the Giant, and you're right. Would you like to have this conversation in person?
What? Yeah. Yes. Yes. No, I mean, okay, let me just put this out there once again. I highly doubt this will make it to her, unless she's really looking for attention. But
Careful, I'm in New York.
yeah, no, just me. If she would want to actually discuss horror, shit. I mean, I do this. I do this, but I have a feeling that's probably not what she's after.
I don't think it fits her gimmick.
No, I don't think so. Plus, I think there's other people who have kind of extended the same invitation, and so yeah, no, I don't mean in a let's fight kind of way. I mean in a why.
Yeah.
Why do you have these stereotypes
The
about
see
horror?
me in person thing. It's just
It's not don't do that. Don't do that. It's not a wise idea. No. If you want to physically fight people, I think that's a different issue.
Yeah, because the internet's a real place. Ugh.
Why are you even giving this person? Well,
Mm.
I thought I would delve into this a little bit, talk about it a little bit, because
It's like saying that there are good people on Twitter X. Like, yeah, I'm sure there are, but the loud ones are fucking terrible. I don't
And
think
very prevalent.
everyone on Twitter is atrocious. It's just a lot of the things that are being said on there is just awful.
And of course, that's the shit that gets passed around, that you see the most. And I think there was, I forget exactly who mentioned this, but there was some sort of study that was done that showed that, yeah, the human brain unfortunately remembers the bad shit more than the good shit. So, it's going very well for her too. I can see. I don't think she hates horror. She has to get views to stroke her ego. That's my opinion. It's very, very possible. Very possible.
I think there's some not properly thought out shoveling being done here.
Speaking of shoveling, I think the hole proceeds to get bigger.
Oh, good.
This is wonderful.
Would you?
I didn't think so. I think what you should do is go back to watching your weird fucking slasher films. And listen, if my video offended you and the shoe fits, look inward. But if you were one of the people who saw the video and was like, yeah, I do have a lot of trauma, it is kind of odd that I find soothing in horror movies. That was the original intention. You misread it, and that's okay. You know, that's one of the risks
We're wrong. We misread it. We fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. What really was the original intention? I'm very curious. Because I really feel like it's not getting people to admit that they're fucked up. And maybe agreeing with her, sure. But did she have an intention in mind aside from, like Sean said, ego stroking? I think maybe not. Good people on Twitter. As a comedian, that is probably your best joke.
Mhm.
Damn. Yeah, no, yeah. It's our fault. We fucked up. We fucked up. All of us. Once again. It seems very loaded. It's
I'm almost certain, like, the more I think about it, the more, if this were a bit, she hasn't done it on stage yet.
I would imagine not.
Because when you tell a joke enough times and you get that, you get an average of responses where you're like, okay, this isn't working, or I've got to do something here. This isn't, whatever route she was taking, it's not a killer bit in its form that she told it.
Mm.
I don't know.
I don't think it got the response that she wanted.
Yeah.
Overall.
Listen, and I don't know what TikTok comedians are like, what the difference is. I don't really kind of
They're shorter.
care to. Yeah. In person, you've got to deal with timing and a response. And I don't know anything about the TikTok thing where you just say things to an empty phone. So
Yeah.
there's certainly a quality and a brilliant way to do that. But if you bring that same approach to live performances, you might have the same amount of silence, which isn't admirable.
No. See, typically, when I see comedians who have been on stage and do this as their living or secondary living or whatever, typically it's clips from them literally on stage doing their stand-up. So this is not new. It's not a new format, shall we say, for the comedy angle. But yeah, it's kind of what you've mentioned before about when someone had asked you if you would do stand-up on, like, YouTube. There's a delay. It could be a huge fucking delay. Or it could be, in a few seconds, but still, it'll...
Yeah, but there's something of a detriment, too, because if I'm, like, I don't know the difference between killing and bombing because I won't hear you.
No,
so,
just a bunch of laughing emojis and
yeah, that's something that takes some sort of recognition live. Like, okay, this isn't working, and people who have done it and are good enough at doing it can adapt and pivot and be like, all right, you know what? Fuck the rest of this bit. It isn't working. Let's move somewhere else. But if you don't hear a response and you're just constantly going on with dead material, you look worse and worse and worse.
Yeah. It wouldn't. It don't work. And that's coming from me. I don't know shit about it.
But again, like, I'm not trying to slight someone who can be funny to an empty phone. There's something to it, and there's certainly a talent to it. But just completely going blind on a response is
Terrifying.
it's a big risk.
Mm.
Because if you lose someone, like if somebody just doesn't think you're funny,
Mm.
you're not getting
How are you
them
gonna know?
back. Yeah, you
You're
don't
gonna know tomorrow.
You can't win them over because they've bailed.
Mm.
Whereas in a live audience, people don't usually leave 1 minute into a set. In a live
Hopefully not.
audience, if it's not really working, you can pivot and win some people back.
Hmm.
You can't do that on the internet.
No.
But again, I'm ill-informed on how to succeed in that realm. So my old school CRT box television style comedy lesson is over.
Oh, you could call it retro comedy. Wow. Vintage.
My film reel VHS comedy.
Mercy. First there was barbecue Becky, now there's horror hatred Becky. We'll just call her Becky. Yes. Negative marketing is easy to gain views in the internet, and that's why she's used it for views. Yep.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. And clearly it's let's see. How many views did that particular video get by comparison? Ooh. Oh no. So on the high end, typically for her, it would be a few thousand, with a few that would be more in like hundreds of thousands.
Mm-hmm.
The original
Mm-hmm.
video that started all this got almost 300,000 views.
Wow.
After that, it's a very sharp decline because she was not talking about horror or the horror community.
Mm-hmm.
So at most, maybe 80,000.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had this one, which was more like 40,000. And everything after that kind of went downhill.
I'm shocked.
Yup. Who would have guessed? I've laughed more at her video so far than I did at Joe Rogan's latest stand-up. You know what? Touche.
Hmm.
Touche. Maybe that's something of an ego stroke for her. I don't know. I don't know.
We run when we put videos on the internet. So I'm really not pressed, but you guys are. And yeah, I just really encourage you to think about how you treat other people on the internet. I have been a fat woman on the internet for over a decade, far over a decade. So I'm really thick-skinned. A lot of people have said some really heinous shit to me on the internet. And I slept really soundly last night. Like, you guys aren't doing it for me. But I do hope you treat other people with a little bit more kindness. And also, I do want you to know that you can close the app. When you see something you don't like, you don't even actually have to close the app. You can get off of my video or off of my profile.
So you cannot watch a horror movie.
Yeah, like this again, you could say this. Why are you answering these people? If you're not pressed, don't bother. What
if
the
you ain't
fuck?
pressed,
Yeah, like what are you doing?
milking. Like a motherfucker. Milking that shit dry.
Like if she were a better version of a comedian, she would lean into it and act fucking stressed out to fuck and milk it for a couple of episodes. Like, guys, seriously, like, and make it seem like they're winning.
Just do the leave Britney alone thing.
Yeah, like.
Oh, that's a slate. That's a slate now. Easy now. Easy. Yeah, no. It feels, some of the things that she says, it really feels like she's trying to make it seem like it hasn't affected her, but it has.
Yeah, you don't do things like this when it's not bothering you.
Not typically. Usually, I don't know about anybody else, but usually I'll go, hey, what's for dinner?
I mean, imagine looking for attention via humor and getting death threats instead. Like,
not a good thing.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I mean, she does. She makes a good point though, which is you take something of a risk when you put shit out onto the internet.
Wow.
That's why you shouldn't be surprised when you essentially attack or confront a whole community, and you are, I don't know if I would say surprised, but bereft a little bit when they say, hold on.
Mm.
So, but again, the death threats, the fat phobic shit, no, it's not cool for anybody. And no, she shouldn't have received that. But apparently we all said something fat phobic towards her. So that's...
I don't think I said anything fat phobic. I definitely
No.
did something homophobic. But I don't know about
Well,
fat-phobic.
well. Well, my existence is
Don't
homophobic,
talk about
too.
sex appeal when you're trying to give off a... Well, never mind.
Ah. I actually blocked her on TikTok. That's fair. So I wouldn't have to see her stupid sucking video, but that didn't exactly work out for me. Sorry. Sorry. Aha. Aren't you glad that you're here? Oh, Terrifier. We're talking about Terrifier? Oh no. Yeah, well, maybe Brian should talk to her. I think that would go really well. That's right. I don't think she's going to be talking to anybody who likes horror. Apparently, that is a swift swipe left or right, whichever direction it is. I don't know. Which one's the good one again? Anyway.
Oh yeah, I don't
We,
know.
for real, don't have to engage. And a lot of you have spent hours in the comments arguing and calling me really mean names, and there just really isn't a reason for that. I was doing a haha funny, and you didn't like it, and that's going to be okay.
Is it?
I hope that you find some peace. And ultimately, I love you dearly.
I'm good. No thanks. No! I don't know. It seems very... I don't know. It seems coping. A little coping-like, maybe?
Yeah.
There's something... I don't know. There's something about how she responds that kind of puts me off a little bit. And that's regardless of what she has to say about horror. There's her response specifically to people who are kind of pushing back. It doesn't seem quite right.
Like she said, someone spent hours in the comments section. Does that mean you're replying to them? Like,
yeah.
If you're not sweating what they're doing, why are you getting into it back and forth with them? Don't engage. You just said it yourself. Don't engage.
Or if it wasn't her directly that was like going back and forth with someone or someone's, why are you refreshing and watching repeatedly and checking your notifications to see other people going back and forth?
It's a bit of a tell saying that you know someone's been there for hours. Like, oh, so you're aware enough to know what log times are.
Also, did she not say that she had spent at that time the last 24 to 48 hours looking through comments?
Yes. Yeah, it's how I don't know the quality of her stand-up. I don't know, what type of where she is in her career. I do know. I would assume she's at a point where she does not have a PR person, because a PR person would be like,
"Don't do this."
Yeah. let me proofread this script here.
So this idea, no, don't do that.
Which I'm available. Haha, funny. I'll help you do some punch up.
We will do some editing.
I've been doing comedy longer than you've been fat on the internet.
Yeah, over a decade, well over a decade, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Hey, speaking of someone who's been on the internet for well over a decade. In front of a camera, well over a decade. Hello. You want to talk about having a hard time, sweetheart? Try being actually queer.
Yeah.
No, this is everybody can be picked apart for fucking anything. So her first horror film must have been Return to Salem's Lot. Which, if that's the case, I can understand her dislike for horror. Well, Who knows? Maybe she would turn out to be the type, like Jen said. Maybe she would turn out to be the type to like the stuff that's like not good. That would be astonishing.
Yeah, but it's just like there are some movies like Seven is a really hardcore thriller. Seven is a brilliant movie. Silence of the Lambs,
Hmm.
Oscar-winning movie. You gonna tell people that like that there's something wrong with them?
Probably.
Because like, where does the line? Like, I want to know the boundaries of
What's in the
horror.
green? What's in the red? Is there any
Right.
in between here?
It gets. I don't know. I feel like this is just a poorly processed bit that kind of got away from this person.
And it didn't go very well.
Yeah, and she's not really understanding or fielding the attention well.
That sounds familiar.
Tell me about it.
Hmm.
It's easy when it's not you to be like, oh yeah, you fucked up.
Well, I was referring to a few different people.
I was talking about like me actually. But
Okay. Well, hey, you know,
it's easier for me to realize it when it's not me. And
when you get a chance to look outside the window.
Oh my God, this is childish.
Why did I do that? Yeah, well, I think we've all had at least a few
That's
moments.
not what I look like, is it?
No, fuck. I could be the Oh no. That
Black Christmas 2019 is not gore.
well, it's a thing, you know. I had no thought process other than what the fuck is she talking about? Let's find out, or at least try to find out. This is an awesome discussion. Really enjoyed hearing your guys' thoughts. But now I need to go watch a horror movie with my youngest, who is almost 15, so he won't turn out like this one. Yes. Good parenting. Good parenting. Yes. Excellent. Make sure it's like what? Terrifier 3? Good idea. Yes. This humor right here immediately get us on the bad list, whatever I think.
Yeah, so this is an American Psycho poster. What is that? I mean,
Well,
I know there's something wrong with me, but
join the club. But we're gonna lump everybody into that category?
yeah, I mean, I can watch something and not emulate it. Like that's
What, you mean you watched American Psycho and you didn't want to wear Armani and go around killing prostitutes?
well, you know, maybe not wearing Armani.
Oh, okay. No, you're supposed to wear the rain slick. That's right. Aren't you supposed to kill Jared Leto at some point too?
I'm a big fan of Whitney Houston, so.
But what about Phil Collins? Huey Lewis?
Huey Lewis.
Anything?
The album Sports, that's legendary.
No, sure. Sure. But have you had the chance to check out the latest from Huey Lewis in the news? So Willem Dafoe on your ass?
I really want to watch it now because of the news of there being a remake.
Oh, they're doing a remake.
The guy who directed the Suspiria remake is directing a American Psycho remake. And yeah, Suspiria was interesting because it was certainly different. Yeah. But I don't know how you're going to... I'm skeptical, but we'll see.
In all fairness, I think we're a little gun-shy because of American Psycho 2. So, as I said, we'll see. I mean, we can always be surprised in pleasant ways, hopefully.
Yeah, I don't think... I mean, American Psycho just keeps getting some sort of, like, extra legend status. I don't know. You can't take a movie and emulate 25 years of just pop culture. If it's all right, I guess that's a victory. But there's no way it's going to match the last quarter century. Excuse me.
True. American Psycho. I mean, that was all about emulating the excess of the 80s.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, how is that relevant now? Like,
I mean, I guess there are some parallels, perhaps. There are still assholes in Wall Street, so
yeah.
we'll have to see, I suppose. I never hear shit about remakes happening, and then I get surprised. American Psycho 2 got the Atari ET treatment, and all copies immediately got buried in the landfill. Or in the thrift store, either way. All right. So, wasn't that fun, everybody? Hopefully, I think the best option for her is to literally do what she said she was going to do, and that's it. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Yeah, if she's trying to, I don't know, if she's trying to mill content,
Yeah.
I would kind of lean into what you're secretly feeling, and trying to get people publicly not to think you're feeling. And like, if you're going for like rage,
Clickbaity.
yeah, like just step into it. Don't even lean into it. Step into it. And
Dive headfirst.
right. If you're already spending hours going back and forth, click videos and just excessively like lean hard into the I'm really not handling your responses very well.
Play the bit. Play the bit.
Yeah, like it only you know what like the true line of your satire is, and just if it's about content, get the clicks. What the fuck?
Amp it up. Let's go. That would be an excellent idea. But again, I feel like she's probably ill prepared. She was ill prepared for the tenacity of the horror
Maybe another
community.
decade on the internet might help.
Good luck. Good luck. I wish you luck. It'll be fun. Anyway, yeah. So, and a short and sweet my stream for everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in, everyone, and your thoughts on the matter. Please feel free to leave comments afterwards on your thoughts. And remember,
leave her alone.
Yes.
It's not
please.
Worth it. It's just...
No hate. I wasn't even necessarily fond of going to her profile in order to get those videos, so I left one comment on the original video, giving a little description on my own personal experience, my little stitch, and then this, but that's it. Once again, no attacking. We don't do that. Remember, perpetuating problematic bullshit.
Yeah, just making her bullshit right is what it's doing.
Yes.
And like, why would you do that?
Remember, kill softly with love, or from a distance with rocks. But in general, be nice. Bless you. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I'm not going anywhere near her. Fair enough. Fair enough. I only go on Twitter to advertise. Fair enough. It's about all I really do on Twitter myself. And bullshit.
Twitter's full of nice people.
Somewhere. I don't know where they keep them.
When you find them, let me know.
Send them this way.
Holy smoke.
Oh. So a little bit different thing for you guys. You're welcome. I hope it was interesting.
Oh, look, festive for spooky season.
Oh. It's a teeper.
It's a grim steeper.
Oh. Does he smoke? Does he have the smoke or something? Or is it just steam?
He's got little holes in his belly, so he leaks the tea stuff through your hot. I don't have a see-through mug, but
I do. I do.
I just think it's precious.
No,
this is drinking tea all the time.
It goes with the motif. I like it.
We do have a lot of skulls in the British household. Lots of skulls.
Well, anyway. Oh, next live. Oh, the watch. Next movie watch along. I don't know. We're gonna figure that out. There's a few different things on the list. Some, I believe, that we would want to try to get to as soon as we're able. But I don't know. We'll see. As soon as I know, you'll know, and then we'll schedule it. And we'll be sad. Maybe not this month, just because of how fucking busy things are on my end. and on my guests and for everybody.
Yeah, the next 26 days are sticky for me, just really sticky.
Well, all right, that's one way to phrase it.
The next 12 days are nasty. I have one thing left to watch, and then I have a lot of filming and editing to do for the rest of the month, and then I've got to prepare to leave for the next 12 days after that. And then
So,
go leave and not get arrested and all this other
not get arrested. Holy shit! I thought you were just being detained. Oh my god!
Detained. Excuse me. Yeah.
Holy! If you're gonna, well, I mean, go big or go home. Get arrested, I guess. I need to watch that one. I keep hearing about that, and I missed somehow when I was a kid. But regardless, I don't know what the next live will be. I don't know whomst it may be with. We'll have to see. But again, I do try to aim to make sure that everybody has enough time to see it coming, shall we say. Until then, anything you want to promote?
No.
Okay.
I'm here.
Yes.
That's all.
Go investigate, my friends. Go investigate.
I'll try to make money. People on my Patreon $5 tier get this.
Sticker or a pasty, whatever you want. Be creative. And you all know that I am working on the Halloween franchise. It will. The Curse of Michael Myers has taken a little bit. We're gonna work for you. Okay, we're gonna try. And I've added some new stuff to my collaborations playlist. Do make sure to check that out. We've had a few little fun things. I dressed up as a vampire the other evening, as a matter of fact. So please go check out Rainbow Fright's channel for some horror trivia and whatnot.
Woo.
It was. And until next time, everybody. We've done some shit, some fuckery. Good night.